Next, I am going to discuss with you all about segmentation. Segmentation is a large number of words that can be divided into segments are said to be determinate with respect to segmentation. So, a large number of words that can divide into segments are called segmentation. So this process is called segmentation. Now there are many words like boys. The word boys, we can divide it into parts. We can divide this word into two parts. So boy is boys, playing, play, playing, played, play, ed. So we can divide this. The process is called segmentation. The word which can be further divided into segments, into pieces, are called segmentation. So this the process. This are said to be determinate with respect to segmentation. Allomorph. Allomorphs is the variation of the same morpheme. So allomorph means when we find the same variation, when we have the same variation, when we have the variation of the same morpheme. In the same morpheme we are finding variation. So variation of the same morpheme are called allomorphs. Those morphemes which belong to the same morpheme are called allomorphs of that morpheme. So the morpheme which belong to a particular morpheme, the category of morphemes, when this category will come under a particular morpheme, then these are called allomorphs. So their examples are given: s, z, is. These are the three sounds, these are the three morphs which are called allomorphs of the plural morpheme. So these are called allomorphs. These are plural morpheme, but these are also called allomorphs. How? We are going to check here plural morpheme. So plural morpheme, generally we use plural morpheme. We use boy, we use boys. So this is plural. So plural morpheme. So we are going to check in present morpheme. So present morpheme we are going to check in present tense. So generally when we make a word from singular to plural, so we use these type of three morphs. Is, in case of the word ending in s, z, sh, z, ch, j. So these are the example. Like here I have written the example here. When we are finding this type of morph, in case when ending, when we find at the end buses, we find at the end vases, bushes, ruses, churches. So at the end if we find the same morph, we find the same sound. So this is the phonetic transcription. We find the same sound. So these are called allomorphs. So these are called, this is called allomorph because we find the same sound with the use of all these. When we find this, like here bus, so here I am finding bus, sir. So after sir, after this sir, I am finding the sound, the same sound in many of this with the use of z at the vase at the vase. I am finding the same sound vases. So vases. So the same sound I am finding at the end. So these are the example of allomorph. This the unit, this the morph is called allomorph. Okay, now the same is here with the use of sir. So sir in case of ending in a voiceless consonant other than sh, sir, ch. So we are not to include these three. Other than these, all the voiceless consonant we use sir sound. Like cats, caps. So I am giving the example of all the voiceless consonants. So these are all the voiceless consonant. P, t, k, ch, f, th, sh, h. So how the consonants are called voiceless consonant? Which consonants are called voiceless consonant? Vocal cords are drawn wide apart. In this position, vocal cords do not vibrate, and consonants produced in this way are called voiceless sounds. When vocal cords are widely apart and there is no friction, then sounds come easily. So this is called when there is no friction, do not vibrate, there is no friction, then these consonants are called voiceless consonants. So these are p, t, k, ch, f, th, s, sh, h. But the main thing is we are not to use this sound ch, s, and sh. In excluding all these three sounds, with these all sounds we are to use the same, we are to use the same, we are to use the same say sound. Like at the end, if we find t sound, at the end if we find p sound, so we use s sound at the end when we make the plural of it, because these all are the example of plural morpheme, or the present at the present time if we are using plural morpheme. Now the z sound is the buzz sound. So in case of the word ending in voiced sound other than z, j, major, and jug. So at the end, excluding these three sounds, with the all the sounds of voiced sound, we use this while making the plural of a word. Like here, boy. So at the end of, if we find y, now I'll show you first all the voiced sound. So these all are the voiced consonant. So voiced consonants are called, voiced consonants are held loosely together. In such case, the vocal cord vibrate and consonants produced are called voiced consonants. So when they are loosely together and there is friction, there is vibration when the sound produces. So at the time of sound produces, there is a friction we find in the vocal cords. So the sound produce at this time, these are all are the sounds: b, d, g, v, z, z, v, v, y, l, m, n, g, r, j. So these all are the sound, but excluding these three sounds, we use plural morpheme z. We use plural morpheme z. So examples are here: boys, the sound is y; bags, the sound is g. So at the end of these sounds, excluding these sounds, we use this morph at the end. So we use this sound at the end. So these three are the example of plural morpheme, or these three are called allomorphs. Okay, now the next is present tense morphemes has three allomorphs. S, z, is, that we have discussed. Past tense morpheme has also three different allomorphs. What are these? T, d, id. Now let's take these three past tense morphemes. So past tense morpheme, when we use ed at the end, when we use d at the end, or we use t at the end. Learned, we use at the end t sound. So first let's take the t sounds. When we use t sound after morph ending in voiceless sounds, so after the morph ending in voiceless sounds, so these are all voiceless sounds. So after the ending of these all the voiceless sounds, but except the sound t, except the sound t. So t, that t should not be at the end. Like here, booked, so k sound is at the end. Like the word push, sh sound is at the end. So these, after these sounds we use the sound ed, will change into t sound. So booked, post, these are the correct pronunciation. Booked, post. So these are called past. This is called past morpheme, or this is the example of allomorph. T sound is a allomorph. Now d, after morph ending in voiced sounds except d. So these are the voiced sound except d. Leave this d. With all the sounds we use d at the end. Like here, loved, the sound is v sound, and it will change into, this will change into loved, v. At the end we find ed, it will change into d. Loved will come, and bagged, with the g, the sound ed is given, then it will change into d. So loved, bagged. And with all the, when we find these all the sound at the end except the sound d, then this is called, what type of sound will come? Sound will come of d. Now id, id, after morph ending in t and d, after morph ending in t and d, when the morph will end into, will end in, will end with the sound t and d. Like here, wanted, wedded. So wanted with the sound t, wedded with the sound d. At the end, if it is used ed, then it will change into, the sound will change into id, id, id. Okay, so this is past morpheme and this is plural morpheme. These two will come under allomorphs. So what are the allomorphs? Is, s, z, t, d, id. These are 6 allomorphs. We can divide these into present and past morpheme, but these are with the past and plural, with the plural past morpheme, with the plural present morpheme, with the use of past plural morpheme, but these are actually all are called allomorphs because we find variation of the same morpheme. We find variation with the use of the same morpheme. These are the variations we are coming with the use of these variations. The sound is coming, that is same. The sound is coming, that is same. So the same sound, the similar sound, the same sound is coming. So these are the allomorphs. Okay students, I hope now you have understood about allomorphs. In the next video I will discuss you about, the relationship between the terms morph, allomorphs and morpheme, how they are similar to phone, allophone and phoneme. Till then, goodbye, take care, stay home, stay fit and stay tuned.